Well, good afternoon, and it's the 1st of August. I just wanted to do a quick run by my figs. I've got a lot of main crop figs that are ripening, a bunch in the fridge, and I've been gulping them down like the fig pig that I really am, I admit. But this is a beautiful time of the year that I look forward to, of course, every year, when my trees become laden with ripe figs. This is a Rourke, and I've got another tree around the corner, another Rourke, that I want to show you. But they're very delicious, beautiful. It's a beautiful tree. Very, very rugged tree. No nonsense tree. It's a tree that you can count on in the Northeast. If you want to get a tree in the ground, it also grows very nicely, actually in containers as well. But I save my containers for the top tier figs that I like the most, because container growing is a lot of work, extra work, as you know. And when they're completely in the ground, this one here, it hasn't been covered, and it's doing it does magnificently. It's pretty tough. We might get a real cold winter and it might kill it back to the ground. That's going to happen eventually. It's inevitable in 7A. Or I might just put a tarp around it, because it is a valuable tree. And now I'm going to gulp this one down, and I want to move over to another variety. Wow, that one is very good. Very, 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 very good. Wow. I just saw that I have Smith ripening, main crop. Here they are. They're not quite ripe yet, but you can see them swelling up. This is Smith. I'm excited about that. Here, let's see. Here we go. Here's a bunch of them ripening up. Here's another one that's just about ready. But in a couple days, I'll be patient. In a couple days, I'll be eating ripe Smith. And I love Smith figs. All right, let's move on down here. Let me pause it for a second. Okay. This is Ron de Bordeaux. Ron de Bordeaux, as my friend used to say, Danny Yakir. This was his favorite variety of all the varieties he had in his collection. It's said he's passed away now, but I'm going to post some movies of us together and some photographs of us and things. He was a great figster, but he used to love Ron de Bordeaux, and he said it was his favorite in his collection. And he had, it was said, 300 different varieties. I know that he had at least 250, but others have said that it was 300 varieties that he was growing in Israel, where he had what he called plantation. He called it his plantation. And but I remember distinctively. In fact, if you look at the video that I have posted that he sent me from Israel, Fig Varieties of the World by Danny Yakir, he sent that to me because he had come to the United States 3 times, and he took cuttings from me and brought them back, and they grew in Israel. And he wanted to show me, so you can see it for yourself. And he talks about Ron de Bordeaux in that video too. And also in that video, he talks about long yellowneck, which I had back then. I've kind of told that story, but not completely. Maybe next time. I don't want to get bogged down. But I had gotten it from the person who actually introduced it to the fig community some 20 years ago. And Danny had come to the United States and took some cuttings back with me, and you'll see it. You'll see yellow long neck in that video, or show it to you. as he was introducing it to me in the video. But this was his favorite. Everyone has their favorites. Wow, that's good. That is so good. My trees are loaded with fruit, main crop. I've got some in the refrigerator in the house. I told you I like it. I like them in the fridge. I don't like them real hot. But today's cool, August the 1st. It's a cool day. And that one was good, right off the tree. Oh, there's another real ripe one. There's another tree over here of Ronde Bordeaux. I just love Ronde Bordeaux. It's one of my top figs. I don't like to say what my top figs are, really, but you can watch my videos and tell. But, oh gosh. A perfectly ripened Ronde Bordeaux is delicious. To me, it's just a perfect blend of sweetness and intense flavor. Look how beautiful they are. Look how beautiful. I can eat these because I have a whole bunch of them in the house. As I said, I'm a big fan. But I wanted to show you that, and Ronde Bordeaux is characteristically the first fig that ripens for me, main crop fig. Now keep in mind that a month ago, I was eating main crop figs. You can look at my videos. I was not main crop, I'm sorry. Breba from my San Pedro Desert King, I like to call it. And they were big and beautiful and delicious, and I wouldn't miss that because it's a precursor to this main crop finale, which I, of course, relish, look forward to with tremendous anticipation and excitement every single year, all the time. But why sacrifice? Why not have that first huge harvest of giant, large, delicious, sweet, flavorful, and I'll even say rare figs, because not many people grow the San Pedros, and have that first? And almost all you can eat. Well, really, there's so many on the tree that it's all you can eat. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, come on, let's be honest about this. How often can you really go out? Like right now, I can just eat all these figs, all that I want. I've got a whole bunch in the refrigerator. I could eat them. And how often can you do that? Well, you can do it with certain varieties like Celeste, Ronde Bordeaux sometimes, some other varieties if you're lucky, if you've grown a tree. Look at these trees. They're just beautiful. There's a real nice ripe one right there. Another real, look at that. Oh, gosh. Oh, look at that. Oh, Ronde Bordeaux. Ronde Bordeaux. I love you. I do. Spectacular. Delicious. A rugged tree, no prima donna. It produces every year reliably. Look at it. Look at these. They're magnificent. They're beautiful. I love them. Okay, enough on the Ronde Bordeaux. So, hold on. I'll pause this and I'll go to another place in my orchard. I just wanted to feature my blueberries, which I love. I'm a big blueberry fan. I love eating blueberries and organic things from my garden. And I believe it's restorative and responsible for my health, at least until this point. I love eating organic things. I just wanted to feature these. I still have plenty, August 1st, and there's still plenty here. So delicious. Okay. I had to stop and gulp down a couple cherry tomatoes. These trees are loaded with them. Trees, these plants. Sweet, but delicious. These plants are much taller than I am. And they've got some beautiful tomatoes on them. Uh-oh, here's a rotten one. See that? That I'll cut out, that piece. Let's see, here's a better one. Ah, how nice. How wonderful. Nothing like growing fresh fruits and vegetables in the yard. Nothing like it. You may find it interesting. This is, let's see, what is it? I might be getting mixed up myself. Oh yeah, this is another Smith. This is Smith. Okay. It's a main crop fig. And it's almost ripe on this tree. I showed you the other Smith. One of the other Smiths. There's a little one that's ripe. I'll eat it. There we go. Don't have the natural color that it would normally have, but it's fully ripe. Very good. Perfect. Very delicious. Even though it didn't have its characteristic red color. But this will be ready probably the day after tomorrow. Will be. It's almost ready. It's pretty soft. Smith. Beautiful. Oh, there's another one swelling up there. There we go. Take a look. How beautiful. And another, I see some more swelling up. Good. A lot of figs around here. It's my job to make sure they all get eaten. Of course, I'll share them with Debbie and others. But I promise you none will go to waste. I keep saying in my other videos, it's a tough job, a real tough job. Somebody's got to do it. This is another Ron de Bordeaux that I have growing in the ground, fully in the ground. And I've noticed that there's a couple figs, main crop figs, getting ripe. This has been in the ground 3 years, about 3 years. And so it's beginning to ripen its main crop also. It's a beautiful tree. It's a large tree. I have another. It's interesting to observe. Let's see. I have another very large Ron de Bordeaux there. It's a large tree, about 7.5 foot tall. And it's interesting to observe that there are no ripe main crop figs, none that I see yet, on this tree yet. But the other fully in ground tree had a couple. There sure are a lot of figs on here. I'm looking forward to them. I'm looking at my Celeste that I talked about before. And there's no ripe Celeste. The Celeste haven't begun. The main crop figs haven't begun on a lot of varieties. Not yet. I'm just looking around, observing, and no main crop figs on this variety. This is Alma. Lots of figs to look forward to, though. And I'll end this video. Well, here's a lot of figs, but no main crop figs getting ripe yet that I see. This is one of my completely in the ground Peter's honey trees, laden with a great deal of fruit. As you can see, characteristically, this tree just produces, and they're all get ripe. And they'll be getting ripe any day. And we slip over here. I believe well, here you can look at my Celeste. Again, the Celeste haven't begun to ripen yet. And typically they begin to ripen the first week of August. Typically, depending on the weather in the spring and how cold it was or wasn't. There's a lot of variables. There always are when you're growing fruit trees or anything. But I'm looking forward to a huge harvest of many figs. And they're also sweet and delectable. And I like to let them really ripen well. And when you do, they're just superb. They're just so delicious. This is a good variant. It's a good variety, or a good selection I made from the overall Celeste family of figs. There are many variants, and so hopefully if you get one in your yard in the ground, hopefully you'll be fortunate enough to get a good variant. There's many. And I'll end this video with this. This is another O'Rourke tree. Now, isn't it interesting that I only have a couple figs getting ripe on this O'Rourke, and yet it's sheltered up against the house. It's in a microclimate. It's warmer. You would think that more of them... Oh my goodness, look at that. A bird got to that darn thing. And I had just walked through here and it was perfect. Just a few minutes ago. I was going to come back and point it out that... Well, you know... Oh boy. Better get out the net, huh? I'm amazed. I don't usually have problems here. There's another one here. But I'll get a net out and cover that. But I see a few more getting ripe down there. You can see them swelling up. But it's not nearly as, there's not as nearly as many ripe figs on this O'Rourke as the one I showed you in the beginning. And that's out. Oh goodness. Goodness gracious, look at this. Can you believe this? Well, that's one less I'll have to worry about in the future. So, the birds robbed me of one of my ripe figs on this O'Rourke. And there aren't any that are really that ripe for me to sample right now. But the other tree, there's plenty. Isn't it interesting? This is in a microclimate. And the other's completely out in the open in ground too. Fully in ground for several years. Like this one. How do you account for that? Well, they're close. I mean, there are some almost ripe figs, but not nearly as many as the other tree. But you would think that in this sheltered location, you would think that it would be further along. These are the little secrets that nature sometimes refuses to yield to us humans. And that's okay. Interesting to make an observation. So with that, thanks for visiting. I hope you enjoy this little walkthrough. This was just like, sort of like, just a little review or a little update of the main crop figs as they are coming to fruition. I've got plenty of them. I'm going to continue to enjoy them. They'll continue to get ripe. And I'm just loving this time of year. So I hope all of you are too. I hope all of you figsters out there are picking a lot of main crop figs, or beginning to, or soon will be. Good luck to you. Thanks for your visit. Good day.